The samurai were a warrior class that existed in feudal Japan from the 12th to the 19th century. Their strict code, which involved simple lives, courage in the face of danger, and self-discipline, has made them a cornerstone of history and pop culture. Les Samurai is a 1967 French neo-noir film that was written and directed by Jean-Pierre Melville. Like his other films, Les Samurai uses minimal dialogue and an emotionally detached protagonist. Melville used both Eastern and Western influences when crafting Les Samurai. The samurai is an Eastern concept, while many of his cinematic influences stemmed from Western crime films and their similar themes of morality and fate. In the beginning of the film, we are introduced to Jeff Costello, a hitman. Much like a samurai, he is smart, careful, and precise, yet also emotionless due to his lack of purpose and his need for survival within Paris's criminal underbelly, an environment of immorality and corruption. His dim, colourless apartment, coupled with a bird being his only companion, immediately demonstrates to the audience his minimalist lifestyle and emotional emptiness and detachment from society. Following a hit in a club that ends with him being caught by the pianist, his professionalism is quickly recognised by the police. However, despite their collective effort, Costello's intellect and quick thinking puts him one step ahead of the police at every turn. The ensuing cat and mouse between Costello and the police emphasizes one of the core themes of the film. The dynamic between the two emphasizes the theme of moral ambiguity. While Costello's role as a hitman is inherently evil, he adheres to a strict code of honor and professionalism, and the rest of the police force use morally grey tactics to nab him. This includes entrapping Costello with surveillance and wiretapping, as well as pressuring and bribing witnesses. Another symbol used in the film is the use of Costello's pet bird, who can be contrasted with Costello. Being trapped in its cage and lacking freedom, it can be juxtaposed with Costello's entrapment within the criminal underworld and his well-hidden vulnerability. It provides a visual representation of Costello's struggle for freedom, despite his life as a contracted killer. Moral ambiguity is coupled with many other themes throughout the film. The non-glamorized take on Paris, with Costello's detachment being portrayed in the colours and locations, is used to demonstrate his loneliness and isolation from society. The minimalist mise-en-scene and writing, encapsulating elements such as colour, dialogue, and characters, is used throughout the film to accentuate Costello's alienation and detachment from the morally ambiguous world that surrounds him. To elaborate, minimal colours are used to emphasise Costello's solitary life, while also depicting an allegory for the morally grey, undefined morality of Paris. Isolation is a must for people in Costello's field, as any attachment made can result in compromising decisions. However, Jane, a prostitute, takes advantage of the sick world surrounding the characters, much like Jeff, resulting in a connection between the two. Relating to each other's need for survival, their protection and loyalty to each other gives them a sense of purpose. Aside from the minimal use of dialogue, the sound used in Les Samurai is predominantly diegetic, giving the audience an authentic look at the criminal underbelly of Paris. Non-diegetic sound is used during key moments of the narrative, when Melville wants an emotion to resonate with the audience, and subtle music cues are used to connect narrative elements together. The pacing of the film is represented by its editing style. Montages are used sparingly to condense time and provide the audience with the bullet points of a character's actions. For example, a montage is used when Costello is doing the hit at the start of the film. In addition, cross-cutting is used when two characters are being juxtaposed with each other, such as the police investigation sequence after Costello's hit. The camera shots and angles used throughout the film continually emphasizes the moral corruption and isolation encapsulating Costello's world. For example, there are many long takes and wide shots throughout the film that depict Costello in an empty street or quiet space, highlighting his loneliness. Close-ups are also used when the thoughts of a character can subtly be interpreted by the audience. Over-the-shoulder shots are also a common use throughout the film. It adds to the film's foreboding tone, suggesting to the audience that a tragic conclusion is looming over the characters, hinting at a fitting fate for Costello. Low shots are also used when Costello is in full control of his samurai persona, being calm and detached. However, high shots are used when his position is compromised and he is in a stressful situation. The film culminates with Costello being given a hit for his former main witness, Valerie, who protected him from being caught by investigators earlier in the film. However, he chooses to empty his gun and get shot to death by the police. This gives Costello a redemptive arc in which his sense of purpose is to protect those who don't deserve it, and casts a shadow of inevitability for him, as all criminals will likely end in the same spot as Costello, dead and alone. So ask yourself, if you had the same skill set as Costello, if you were a masterful contract killer who could think many moves ahead of law enforcement, would choosing a life of crime be worth it in the end?